All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to our daily trade journal and market analysis. Today is Tuesday, June 17th. I made about 1,337 today. It's a pretty good day. Had one small loss and cut it pretty short there. And overall, we've been pretty steady in the winning so far. And that's also just because market has been moving in a pretty good direction and it's pretty easy to read the market with the moving averages. So we'll go a little bit into the what happened today. So paste this up. So we went to the market this morning. That market open, we had signals in our room, in our server, and 9:34 we had a market structure flip bullish, which means we want to go up, right? And then 10:30 we had a sell signal, X1 sell signal, which was a double signal with YM as well. And then 11:36 we had X3 sell signal from ES and then Q, which was telling us, kind of bearish there. And then 1 p.m. market structure flip bearish. So you can see to a certain extent here that these signals are somewhat ahead of the market structure. And market structure is like a clear definition of when it's determined that the structure is bearish. So that's saying like, hey, overall the market is pretty bearish right now because there's more sellers than buyers. Whereas these signals are like, oh, there's market makers unloading right now here and here. So let's go over that and see how much money you can make on those signals. So this is a good way for me to kind of sit here and kind of analyze and adjust how things are going, because as a trader you have to constantly adjust, right? So 9:34 market flip bullish, which is around here. And what that tells us is that, hey, you want to buy the MOB and go long there. So you would go long here, bam, bam, went pretty good. So that's 60, 62 to as high as 60, 80s, give or take, or 60, 79. So that's about 18 points. And then that you could grab there, and you would continue to grab it to a certain extent. And then 10:30 was over here. We had the first X1 sell signal, which means market makers are starting to unload there. So you want to short that area, and then if it moves back up, you want to short it again here. So 60.74 to as low as 60.67. That's about 7-8 points that you can grab from that scalp. And then by 11:36, where is 11:36? So 11:36 is around this range here. We had an X3 sell signal, which means market maker unloaded a lot more there. And usually when that happens, there could be a more shift to bearish sentiment. So any of these move back up, you want to short it. So you can short it here, 60.74s to 60.68. But if you short it here around like 60.70s, you would have to have a stop loss of almost 10 points to be able to handle that drawdown when they move back up, you know? And then eventually it did flush a lot. So if you're able to short from this range at 60.70s, you could easily, get at 60.64. That would have been the ideal exit. And then when market structure flipped bearish here, which was 1 p.m., so this is this range here, you want to short the MOB to the downside. So if you short the MOB to the downside, 60.64 to 60.58, that's easily 7 points. Over here, 60.64, well, that's 6 points. And then, over here to as low as 60.48. So it's a big move there. Another opportunity to short here. So let's say if you take it from 60.64, you can get as much as 32, which is about 28 points, or or 30 points, something like that. So pretty big move. Um, that's why it's very easy day. There was a lot of opportunities to make money. The signals work really well. That means the system is going as it should, and markets are behaving reasonably. As far as where we think market is going to go tomorrow, let's take a look at the 10 minutes, 48 minutes, 30 minutes. 30 minutes, we're about to test the MOB, which is 60.15. 48 minutes is at the support right now, and we're at low as 59.85. So I think as long as we're above 60.15, we're pretty bullish. And if we lose this 60-15 area here, we could get bearish, and we'll see how that close out tomorrow. FOMC definitely gonna be some big move. I would not be surprised if we like come back and test that overnight. Last night I said that there was a good chance that we're gonna test like the 60-50s levels once we lose 60-80s. So that worked out pretty well if you play the overnights. Now you just gotta play this area here. Um, there's not much risk reward to short right now, so I'd probably wait. Maybe we want to take a long if we hit 60-15 overnight. I would expect that to bounce there. So that's the ideal play. But line in the sand tomorrow 60-15. Um, as long as we're above that, we're pretty bullish. And then if we want to get really bearish, we need to go under 6,005. So if we lose 6,005, could take a short and expect it to like start flushing. Expect it to go this way. But we'll see how things play out tomorrow. Depending on what Powell said. I hope that helps. Good luck trading, guys, and hope you guys make a lot of money this week.